Thank you for waiting patiently, Alondria. Go ahead. We're gonna go Alondria. We're gonna go international couple, tall chick Nini, and then Miss Pierre. Go ahead, Alondria.
Hi, Noble. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend.
Thank you.
I hope everyone had a nice weekend. Yeah, a lot of points to address. The first thing I want to say is I have to disagree with colorism affects women in the dating market.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think that colorism can affect women, right? I don't think it's affecting women in the dating market. I think that black men generally love darker skinned black women. Yes, there are a subset of black men that have a preference for light skin, but I personally just don't. I haven't met any dark skinned women that have said that they were passed over, that a man told them that it was because she was dark. Like, I just don't believe that that's happening in large numbers. I do think, like, I felt like I've been passed over because I wasn't a quote unquote pretty girl, right? Like, but you can be dark skinned and be a pretty girl. So I think if anything, right, featureism, right, maybe having a wider nose could be deemed as less attractive because of the European beauty standards. But me personally, I don't think that it's complexion so as much. I think it's just more like pretty. I do think texturism is real, but the color is part. That's where they lose me. The other thing I wanted to respond to, because you said a lot, and I'm like, yo, Noble is wilding right now. So the first thing I want to do is correct you guys, because there's a difference between saying 1 in 4 black women there's a difference between saying 1 in 4 black women ever get married and 1 in 4 black women are currently married. And the latter is true, right? 1 in 4 black women are currently married, but about 52% of black women get married. So about half of us actually get married. Unfortunately, because of divorce rates, separations, and widows, only about half of us are actually still married. So about 25% of that 50% are still currently married. But whenever people say only 1 in 4 black women will ever get married, you are perpetuating a stereotype that is not even true. And it's perpetuating the idea that the black woman is less desirable than she really is, when in reality, half of us get married. So I strongly advise people to look up the data again, and please read it carefully. It doesn't say that only 1 in 4 black women will get married. It's that they're currently married. The other thing that I wanted to speak to was, I actually agree towards what the end of Writer said. I was going to say the same thing. You mentioned that that white men don't want to bring home Shaquana. They might not be bringing home Jenny from the block, but they are bringing home Ashley from the suburbs. And I'm speaking as a suburban girl, right? When you look at the women that date white men, it's generally like, it's going to be like a suburban girl, like who probably went to a PWI, or who's from a suburban area. Proximity matters. So not to mention the fact that the experience is very different for white men that date black women and white women that date black men. White men don't get the same kind of pushback when they bring home a black woman as a white woman does when she brings home a black man. And that's unfortunate because of the negative stereotypes that are perpetuated towards black men. But white men aren't getting that same pushback when they bring home a black woman. And again, right, it's because it's Ashley from the suburbs who grew up and she's been going to the same school as you. Like, I went to Catholic schools, Christian schools, almost my whole life, right? So we've been going to the same schools as you. You know my parents, football, cheerleading together, all of that stuff, right? Extracurricular activities. So you guys know us. So it's a little bit different. The other thing I wanted to comment on was the actual video here. The reason I asked about the original video was because I wanted to know if she specifically called out American black men.
No,
and
she
it
didn't.
sounds like,
No, not to cut you. She didn't she didn't mention any specific group of men at all. All she said was that she has no interest in going on coffee dates. That was it.
so I think that it's really disheartening and sad. And it's crazy because the first thing that I prefaced with was I don't think colorism is affecting women in the dating market. And that the response that American black men had to that literally disproves that statement that I made. The fact that black men, unprovoked, they were not attacked, that their response was to say to this woman, now I do need to see the screenshot. I need to see the original video myself to make sure that this girl isn't lying. I do need to see the original videos. But if it's true that on the original video, black men's response was to say to her, "You're dark. You don't deserve it. Your hair, you're not pretty." This is, and then you wonder why black women want to contour their noses to look smaller. Then you wonder why black women want to wear makeup to look different. Because you guys claim, right, that you'll take an average woman. We'll take an average woman. This is an average looking woman. And their first response was to attack her looks. Black men in general, not just black men in general, they create this need for women to put on all this makeup, the weave, all of that BS. Because here you have a woman who has a black hairstyle, braids. She's an average looking woman. And this is the response she gets. You're not pretty enough. So then stop telling us that you want average looking woman. Don't do that. Don't lie to us. So like I said, I don't think it's about colorism. I think that they were just being mean. I think that they were being mean. I think that they were trying to hurt her. I think that they were trying to go for a low blows, right? Things that they thought would hurt her. And that makes it even worse. The fact that you don't even believe this because you probably date dark-skinned women, but the fact that you would say to a dark-skinned woman, you don't deserve to date, you only deserve coffee dates, to me, it's so much worse. Because you know that shit's gonna hurt. You know there's a low blow. You know what it means in this country, in this European beauty, white is right standard, for you to attack her complexion, for you to attack her hair. It is disgusting that if it's true, and I'm gonna say if because I need to see the proof. If it's true, it's disgusting that was their response to her saying she doesn't do coffee dates because it's low effort. I just. When I say average, like average, right? Like there's gorgeous, there's average, there's below average. And I would consider myself to be below average for anyone before they want to come for me. I would consider myself to be below average. I think that this is an average like woman. That's the problem with women. And this is why men push back. Average isn't a bad thing. Average is not bad. Most people are average. Like, what the hell? Guys, this is why men talk shit about us, because we all think we're hot shit. We all think we're tens. No, she's an average looking woman, and average is not bad. Average is not bad at all. But yeah, I just think that what you said about black women. Here's the thing, right? The last thing I'll say is, because you let everyone else talk on a soapbox, I'm gonna do it too. Black women care about. I would say I'm a 2. For anyone who's asking, I would say I'm a 2 on a scale. So I think I would say she's a 5. That would be average. So here's the thing, right? Women care about quality over quantity. Every white tea man doesn't want to have to date us. We don't need a large number of them. We only need to find one quality man. One quality man. So thank you. I appreciate that, OG. So I get what you're saying in terms of like numbers, but we don't care about quantity. We care about quality. We don't need 1,000 men to be options for us. We only need one good man to be an option. So I'm just saying that in response to something you said earlier about, white men aren't going for you in large numbers. We don't need them to go for us in large numbers. Any woman who wants to date outside of her race, she only needs an Asian man, whatever race she's looking for. She only needs one quality man. We're not like men, right? Men will swipe right on 100 women to hope to get one. We are more selective. We only need we care about quality, not quantity. Thank you.
Thank you, Alondra. I appreciate you. You have a good night, all right?